Welcome to the Stoic couple, where wisdom guides love, hearts connect, and every bond tells its unique story. What if I told you there are words so powerful, so revealing, that they expose the truth about someone's intentions in an instant? And what if those words came from a woman you trusted, admired, or even loved? Would you still stay? Let's face it, too many men ignore red flags because they believe they can fix someone. Or worse, they think they're overreacting. But sometimes the truth is painfully clear. If a woman says certain things, she's showing you who she really is. And trust me, it's not someone you want in your life. So, what are these 10 phrases, and why do they demand that you walk away without a second thought? Stick with me, and you'll see the patterns that destroy relationships, self respect, and peace of mind. Because here's the harsh reality: no matter how much you care, no amount of love can change someone who doesn't respect you. The subtle signs in her words. Let's start with a common one. If you really loved me, you'd do this for me. On the surface, it sounds like a plea for affection, but look deeper. This is not about love, it's about control. When someone weaponizes love to manipulate you into doing things that compromise your values, it's a power move. Genuine love never comes with ultimatums. Then there's the classic, I don't owe you anything. While independence is important, this phrase often comes from a place of entitlement. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and reciprocity, not on keeping score or withholding effort. If she's already setting the stage for a relationship without shared accountability, it's time to rethink your priorities. Now, let's address the big one: you're too sensitive. This phrase is a masterclass in gaslighting. By dismissing your feelings, she's not only invalidating your perspective, but also setting a precedent that her emotions matter more than yours. This dynamic is toxic, and no amount of justification will make it acceptable. The narcissistic traits revealed through speech. Another red flag: I can do better than you. It's a sentence drenched in arrogance and disrespect. Even if it's said in a moment of anger, it reflects an underlying belief that you're disposable. A partner who sees you as replaceable will never value you for who you are. And what about all men are the same? At first, it might seem like a harmless generalization, but think again. This phrase carries an undercurrent of bitterness and distrust. A person who holds such a blanket view of men is likely projecting unresolved trauma onto you. Are you willing to pay? Let's dive deeper into the words that reveal her true character. Sometimes, these phrases are cloaked in casual conversation or delivered with a smile, but the underlying meaning carries a destructive weight. You'll never find anyone like me. This one is subtle, yet incredibly manipulative. At first, it might sound like a compliment to herself, a self assured statement. But when used in the context of an argument or as a parting shot, it's a calculated attempt to make you feel inadequate. The message here is clear: she's irreplaceable, and you're lucky to have her. This creates a sense of dependency where you start questioning your worth outside the relationship. No one should ever make you feel like they're doing you a favor by being with you. Healthy relationships are built on equality and mutual appreciation, not a hierarchy where one person is superior. If you hear this phrase, take a step back and consider whether she truly sees you as an equal partner or as someone beneath her. You're overthinking it. Here's another phrase that's a favorite tool for manipulation. While it might seem like a simple dismissal of your concerns, it's actually a clever way to shut down communication. By accusing you of overthinking, she's essentially invalidating your perspective and labeling your concerns as irrational. But here's the truth: when you're made to feel like your thoughts or feelings are excessive, you start to question your own judgment. This can spiral into self doubt and insecurity, making you more vulnerable to further manipulation. A supportive partner would encourage you to share your feelings and work through them together, not brush them aside as irrelevant. Why can't you be more like him? This statement cuts deep. Comparing you to another man, whether it's an ex, a friend, or even a fictional character, is a deliberate blow to your self esteem. It sends the message that you're not enough as you are and that someone else could easily replace you. What's worse is that this comparison often comes without any constructive feedback. It's not about helping you improve or grow, it's about making you feel inferior. A woman who truly values you would never weaponize comparisons to make you feel small. Instead, she'd focus on building you up, celebrating your strengths, and addressing any issues with kindness and understanding. I'm not like other girls. At first glance, this might seem harmless or even charming. After all, it's a statement of individuality, right? Not exactly. When a woman says this, it's often a subtle way of elevating herself above others while simultaneously setting an expectation that you should treat her differently. But here's the catch: anyone who feels the need to emphasize how unique they are is likely insecure about their own identity. True confidence doesn't require such declarations. Furthermore, this phrase can serve as a warning sign that she sees herself as superior to others, which can lead to entitlement and unrealistic expectations in your relationship. I don't care what you think. Let's address this head on. A woman who says this is making it abundantly clear that your thoughts, opinions, and feelings are relevant to her. This is not just dismissive, it's outright disrespectful. In a healthy relationship, both partners value each other's perspectives, even if they don't always agree. When someone flat out tells you they don't care about your input, they're showing you that they're unwilling to engage in the mutual give and take that relationships require. This phrase often comes up during arguments or disagreements, but that doesn't excuse it. If she can't respect your opinion in moments of conflict, how can you expect her to respect you in other areas of life? You're not man enough for me. This phrase is a direct attack on your masculinity. It's designed to cut you down and make you feel inadequate. What's worse, it often comes during moments when you're vulnerable or trying to express your emotions. Let's get one thing straight: being a man has nothing to do with conforming to someone else's idea of masculinity. True strength lies in authenticity, emotional intelligence, and the ability to stand firm in your values. A woman who questions your manhood as a way to demean you isn't someone who deserves your time or energy. You're lucky I'm with you. This one might sound like a joke, but it's anything but funny. When a woman says this, she's positioning herself as the prize in the relationship and diminishing your value. It's a power play, pure and simple. Relationships should be about mutual admiration and respect, not one person constantly reminding the other of how lucky they are. If she truly believed in the strength of your relationship, she wouldn't need to assert her superiority with statements like this. I didn't mean it like that. You're so sensitive. Here we go again with the gaslighting. By claiming you're too sensitive, she's shifting the blame onto you for reacting to her hurtful words or actions. This tactic is designed to make you doubt your feelings and question whether you're being unreasonable. But let's be clear: your feelings are valid. If something she said or did hurt you, that's worth addressing. A healthy partner would acknowledge your emotions and work with you to find a resolution, not dismiss your reaction as over the top. I'm not responsible for your happiness. While it's true that no one is solely responsible for another person's happiness, this phrase is often used as an excuse to avoid accountability. A strong relationship is a partnership where both people contribute to each other's joy, growth, and well being. When a woman says this, she's signaling that she's unwilling to put in the effort to support you emotionally. It's a red flag that she may not be invested in the relationship as much as you are. We've already covered several phrases that are subtle yet powerful indicators of toxicity in a relationship. Let's now explore the final few statements, the ones that should make you seriously reevaluate the relationship. You'll never do better than me. This phrase is not just an insult, it's a blatant form of emotional manipulation. When a woman tells you this, she's attempting to instill a sense of fear and dependency in you. The implication is clear: if you leave her, you'll regret it because no one else will love or accept you the way she does. But let's break this down. Someone who truly loves and respects you would never weaponize your insecurities to make you stay. This statement is rooted in control, not love. It's a red flag that she views you as someone to dominate rather than as an equal partner. The truth is, you can and will do better with someone who respects and values you for who you are. Don't let fear keep you in a situation where you're undervalued and manipulated. It's just who I am. You have to deal with it. This phrase might sound like an assertion of individuality, but it's often used to justify bad behavior. By saying this, she's essentially absolving herself of any responsibility for her actions. Whether it's being rude, inconsiderate, or emotionally unavailable, she's telling you that you have no choice but to accept it. But here's the reality: relationships are about growth and compromise. Everyone has flaws, but a loving partner works on them instead of using them as an excuse to hurt you. If she refuses to acknowledge how her actions affect you and hides behind statements like this, it's a sign that she's unwilling to grow or change. You're too good for me. At first, this might sound like a compliment. She's admitting that you're a great partner, right? But dig a little deeper and you'll see the underlying message. This phrase is often a prelude to self sabotage or manipulation. When a woman says this, she might be setting the stage to justify her own bad behavior. It's as if she's saying, I warned you I wasn't good enough, so don't blame me when I hurt you. It can also be a tactic to make you feel guilty for wanting more from the relationship. A healthy partner doesn't put themselves down to shift responsibility or lower your expectations. They work with you to build a stronger connection, not tear themselves or you apart. I don't need you. Independence is a wonderful trait, but when it's expressed as a dismissal of your value, it becomes toxic. When a woman tells you she doesn't need you, she's not just asserting her independence, she's diminishing your role in the relationship. A healthy relationship is about interdependence, where both partners support and uplift each other. It's not about one person being completely self sufficient to the point of disregarding the other's contributions. If she repeatedly tells you she doesn't need you, it's worth asking yourself why she's in the relationship at all. A loving partner wouldn't make you feel like an unnecessary extra in their life. The final question: should you leave? Now that we've explored all 10 phrases, the big question is, when should you leave? The answer depends on the context and frequency of these statements. If these phrases come up occasionally and are followed by genuine efforts to communicate and resolve issues, there's room for growth. But if they're part of a consistent pattern of disrespect, manipulation, and toxicity, it's time to prioritize your well being. Walking away isn't about giving up, it's about protecting your peace and finding a partner who values and respects you. Recognizing these red flags is the first step toward building healthier relationships. It's not about blaming or shaming anyone, it's about understanding what you deserve and refusing to settle for less. Remember, a truly loving partner will never make you question your worth. They'll lift you up, support you, and make you feel valued every step of the way. So the next time you hear one of these phrases, take a moment to reflect. Your happiness and peace of mind are worth so much more than staying in a relationship that drains you. What do you think? Have you encountered any of these phrases before? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear your story. At this point, you might be thinking, these phrases sound bad, but are they really deal breakers? The answer depends on the context. However, when these statements become patterns of behavior, they reveal deeper issues that can't be ignored. What is the emotional price of someone else's past? Thanks for being part of the Stoic couple, where love grows with wisdom and every story matters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on meaningful connections. See you next time.